Happy Friday the 13th, nerds and nerdettes, and I had to go and talk about this Law & Order SVU episode because, Jesus, fuck my eye, Christ, is it bad. Really, really bad. Kind of side-splittingly bad. One of those things that I want to go and nominate to be on Rift Tracks, you know, makers of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I want to nominate it for Rift Tracks because it's ripe with quality content that can just be torn apart. Like, at the very least, it could be made into a shitload of internet memes. I don't even know how the actors and actresses on there kept a straight face the entire time reading off half these lines. Like, there was a scene that they were trying to say that male gamers, okay? So, anybody that's a dude out there, I want you to keep this in mind, that this is what they're trying to portray goes on at game conventions. So, men who go to game conventions go far out of their way to find anybody who is a female that works within the gaming industry, whether it's publishers or developers or critics or journalists, anything of the like. So long as female in gender, they will go after them, harass them, attack them, and apparently rape them. And this occurred in a bathroom stall of one of the conventions, and afterwards, they had asked this woman, who was the victim of the crime, what had happened, and her response was, they leveled up. I want you to keep in mind that a room of creative writers had gotten together and spun that. And not only did it make it out of that room and make it into the actual production, but it went into post and it went on air. They thought that this was great. Holy shit. Hearing so many of the actors and actresses go and say half of, gamer lingo come out of their mouths was horrifying, to say the least. It was bad. It was really fucking bad. You can tell how out of their element the writing staff clearly was and had no fucking idea how to go and articulate any of this in a natural manner. They're dem noobs, quick scope, yo? And hearing Ice-T, one of the most bad motherfuckers in the early days of rap, go and kind of be the middleman to go and translate this shit for everybody. It was so bad. And it's more interesting because some of the people that were upset about this are the same individuals that provided the countless, unlimited amount of ammunition that this was all founded on. You've seen them on Twitter, you've seen them on Facebook, you've seen them on Instagram and on Tumblr, all spouting off about how upset that they are at the portrayal of gamers and gaming in general from this Law & Order episode. Meanwhile, hypocrisy comes in, slaps the fucking taste out of their mouth, and allows them to go and understand that they were the things that were being researched. They were the foundation for the episode. They were the search results for whatever fucking ignorant Neanderthal-like motherfucker out there who was just typing up shit and finding their names and their quotes. But you got this quality episode. Keep in mind, I'm not a fan of this show. I don't watch it. I don't know anything about it at all. This was the very first episode that I had ever watched, and is the last episode that I will ever watch. Because there's tons of old and new shows out there that deserve my time and attention because it isn't an entire fucking room of ignorant assholes who are putting together some kind of production that is dumb as this. I mean, Hollywood has always been late to the party, and that's a fucking fact. I mean, news and major media outlets typically are trying to be on top of things, but whenever it came to this, they were quite late to the party, let alone Hollywood going and capitalizing and sensationalizing the living shit out of this. And this was about Gamergate. Make no second fucking guess about it. This was about Gamergate. They might have changed names and labels and shit, but it was about Gamergate. And we know all the individuals that they were fucking utilizing in this, even though they were changing the names. we already fucking know. Anybody with any amount of fucking common sense that they can rub together and get a fucking light bulb to go and turn on would be able to go and see that. But always late to the fucking party, and it's evident in every single way that they had no fucking clue of what the hell they were talking about other than the fucking ammunition those asshats provided them. I mean, for fuck's sake, there was a part where the fucking camera, it was in first person. You know, and the way that they're saying that people are being attacked at these conventions, that they're going around and they're just like, rabble, 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 like the angry mobs in South Park. You know, I see this shit, and it's bewildering to think that my favorite hobby in the entire world that I legitimately care about, like, I actually give a shit about what happens to franchises, to developers, to publishers, and to gamers. I actually give a fuck. And this is how it's all being skewed now. I mean, it's fucking pathetic. And these fucking journalists who sat there and fucking were the propaganda machine just pumping this shit out non-stop, capitalizing off of all this fucking tyrannical bullshit that they were going and saying about you and you and you and you and you and me and everybody and anyone else that's interested and invested into fucking gaming, all of a sudden have a fucking problem with it. Oh, I'm sorry, Kotaku and Polygon. What, is this suddenly a fucking problem now? It wasn't a problem when you were getting all those fucking clicks, was it? Now suddenly it's an issue. And these fucking assholes who, again, were the foundation for the fucking episode because they were the ammunition that supplied this for the fucking weaponry of this, have a fucking problem. Meanwhile, last time I checked, your fucking net worth is showing that you didn't ever have a fucking issue until you saw this. Are you fucking kidding me? Was it because they didn't actually get to go and use your name and your actual significant likeness, and then they didn't have to go and pony out any cash to you? Is that why you have a fucking problem? I can't even say I'm offended by the episode. I'm not. It's so fucking bad, it's laughable. In no way could I ever be offended by it because it is so fucking exaggerated and stupid. It's fucking painful. What I'm more offended by than anything else is the social justice warriors that see all this fucking bullshit going on and they decide that they're gonna pull a fucking atlas, hoist these fucking pieces of shit up onto their shoulders, and parade them about as if they're fucking heroes. Meanwhile, they're not. All the people out there that say things such as, you should just ignore them, you should act like they're not there, they'll eventually go away, have no fucking idea how to really go and deal with an issue. Here's how I go, and I personally decide to deal with an issue. If I decided that I was going to ignore the problem, do you think that these individuals and these people are going to go away? No. They're going to go about things completely and utterly, like, no contest, unquestioned, no arguments being made to go and counter any of their points, so then, there you go. Their word is law. It is up to individuals like yourself and me to go and say something. It doesn't take any fucking effort to go and type out a fucking sentence, to make a fucking status update, to go and make a picture, to make a video, to make any kind of audio, to anything. It doesn't matter. All the message boards and fucking social media outlets that are out there are available to you, and even if you don't feel like saying something, it sure as fuck is going to take minimal effort to go and share somebody else's that you can go and agree with. That's how I decide to go and contend with these fucking turds. Like, and this fucking show, this show is nothing but, they're a bunch of fucking hacks. A bunch of actors and actresses that had no clue what they were going on about. They were just fucking reading dribble that they were paid to fucking read off on camera and to have to keep a straight fucking face. And all of the extra actors that they had in on this, it was just pathetic. I mean, it was fucking diarrhea. That's all it really was. Nothing but liquid shit put into fucking video form for everybody to go and enjoy. The thing that the only thing about it that actually bothers me in any kind of way is to all the fucking simpletons out there that decide that they're going to do zero fucking research at all, that aren't invested into gaming at all, which we already know that there's fucking millions of them out there, are going to see shit like this, and then assume that that might be based off of some kind of factual evidence that they ended up finding and then just put into a show that was fictional. That was it. That's the only part that really bothers me, is it's misinformation. You know, and that's why it is up to everybody else. The internet is a fucking driving force, and you have to go and utilize it to its fullest fucking potential. So, Law & Order Special Victims Unit, Gaming Victims Unit, maybe we can go and try to put a new spin on it, make it into its own fucking TV show. I already know quite a few individuals that would be fucking absolutely perfect in the leading roles. I think all of you out there do too. And I have to say this, your show fucking sucks. At the end of the day, to all the fucking journalists out there that sat there fucking backing all these little fucking assholes, you're a fucking bunch of idiots. You are. Through and fucking through. And to all the fucking self-made goddamn near millionaires that are fucking self-appointed fucking victims, many of which decide to go and victimize themselves by making fucking sock puppet accounts to go and attack themselves and say, see, look, see. Yeah, all of you complaining about this shit, yeah, the hypocrisy, man, it runs fucking rampant with you, doesn't it? But to all the actual gamers out there, just share this info. Let everybody know that it's fucking, it's pathetic. Laugh at it. And legitimately, Rift Tracks, I would love to see you rip this apart because it's really bad. The acting's really bad, the content of it, everything about it is terrible. I think it'd be hilarious. And if they don't, I'd love to see somebody else go and do it. It should be meme-worthy. Make it into memes, nerds and nerdettes. That's what you should really do. Make it into what it is, a fucking joke, so that everybody knows about it. Just like all the individuals that supplied all the fucking ammo for this. Make them into the fucking jokes that they really are and expose them for what they really are. Because that's how you end up going and killing the fucking monster. Treat it like it's an episode of Scooby-Doo, where it's not really some kind of fucking ghostly apparition. No, you just go and unmask it for the fucking monster that it really is underneath. A pathetic fucking excuse for an individual. And, well, you already heard my piece, so I'll go and conclude this. Like always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on.